Hello, this is a Write Club table read with guest writer Charlene Little. Be sure to follow Write Club on social media and enjoy the read.
Welcome to November's Write Club table read. We are here reading Miss Charlene Little's Bitchin, and we hope that you enjoyed the first 30 pages of this amazing pilot. This is Charlene Little's Bitchin. All right. Interior local bar night, a simple lounge, mood lighting and throwback hip hop. Patrons skew college aged. At the bar sits Michaela and Aiden, both 21, a vibrant picture of young, gifted, and black. Michaela sits upright, makeup flawless, hair perfectly coiled, a neat display to mask the lost little girl inside. Jaden snuggles close, arm around her, a bit suave but genuine. He has a downplayed swag, wears a sensible gold chain with a cross charm. Jaden watches as Michaela scrolls through her phone. She lands on a snapshot of a hypnotic painting, a beautiful girl with exploding hair. Jaden grabs the phone, excited.
This is dope.
Thanks.
Michaela blushes. Jaden scrolls through a few more photos.
How's the self-portrait coming along?
It's not.
Jaden hands the phone back.
You do realize you're stressing yourself the hell out. Double major, rushing to graduate.
Your point?
Tell your dad the truth.
She gives him a sarcastic thumbs up.
He might surprise you.
He literally thinks this free spirit artist thing is why my mom fucked her life up.
Maybe you need a charming, insightful boyfriend to talk to you.
So you want a title now?
Or maybe you're using your dad as an excuse and you're the one scared he'll turn out like your mom.
Okay, psychology major, calm down.
They laugh, comfortable, connected.
Or not. It's kind of hot.
They share playful kisses. Michaela's phone slips out of her hands. They both go for the phone as it flips dramatically in the air. A hand catches the phone mid fall. Behind them stand two young black women, 20s, with a weird energy. The first woman catches the phone, a tall, commanding presence. She towers over everyone, smirks at Jaden.
Careful.
The second woman stands silent, glaring. Her distinct, mesmerizing eyes bounce off her chopped skin. Those eyes stare straight through Michaela as she brushes against her. Michaela and Jaden share confused eye contact. Michaela mouths the word, "What the fuck?" as the women walk past and exit.
Whatever they're drinking.
Careful.
They laugh loudly at the bar. Pre-lap, Erica Badu's voice over rain. I'm gonna test this out. Now keep in mind, I'm an artist. Interior, Jaden's car driving, night. A light rain drizzles on the car. Michaela turns up the radio.
And I'm sensitive about my
And I'm
shit.
sensitive about my shit.
Erica Badu's Tyrone continues.
I know that's right.
She smiles at him for a long moment.
What?
I like chilling with you. It feels like painting.
Jaden grabs her hand, kisses it.
Now, who wants a title?
She responds with a playful eye roll. The rain intensifies, thunder rumbles.
You should probably pull over.
He slows the car down. She straightens up, wipes a bit of sweat from her forehead, and notches up the AC. A strike of lighting illuminates a tall female silhouette in the road. Jaden swerves, loses traction for a moment. Beating rain blinds the windshield. He regains control of the car.
Holy fuck.
He brings the car to a stop.
You see that? Should we check on?
They look behind them, visibility low.
No. What kind of lunatic is this standing in the rain?
Jaden pushes forward slowly, turns the car around, and flips the hazard lights on. Tick, 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 tick. Michaela's breathing grows heavy. competing with the hazards. Jaden looks in the rearview mirror, nothing but rain. He pulls to the side of the road.
Am I crazy or something?
Let's just sit here till it clears up. Maybe it's a sign.
Jaden catches his breath a bit worked up. Michaela leans in an exciting glimmer in her eyes.
Also, kinda hot.
She kisses him. Tick, drip, tick, drip. A song of rain and hazards plays. She shoves Jaden back in his seat and hops on his lap. A primal grin spreads across her face. Jaden eases into an approving smile and lets his seat back. They kiss as she undoes his pants. He caresses her thighs. Michaela lets out a deep moan that morphs into a growl. Her heartbeat pounds along with the clicking hazards. Tick, pound, tick, pound, tick, pound. She pushes him back again. The seat snaps in half. Jaden freezes in shock. Michaela's hands swell, back arches, hair expands. A sharp set of canines protrude from her mouth. Jaden fights beneath her.
Michaela!
She dives for his neck, bites into his flesh. He screams. She straddles him on all fours, grabs his in her jaw, the life in him. She tears into his body, more heavy breaths. The driver door snatches open. Michaela looks out in shock. Towering girl stands in the rain. At her side sits a stout chocolate with those unmistakable eyes from the bar. Michaela looks to them, then to Jaden. A sobering fear takes over her. She shrieks at Jaden's body beneath her. The wolf gives a toothy growl. Michaela stumbles off Jaden and into the passenger side. The wolf glares at her, then drags his body out of the car. Michaela fumbles her car door covered in Jaden's blood. She opens the door and races away barefoot in the rain. Exterior, secluded streets, night. Michaela runs alongside the woods on all four, part wolf, part woman. Her high speed stutters as her wolf features fade. Michaela slows to a stop and screams in distress. She drops to the ground and cries on the side of the road. Interior, cozy apartment, living room, day. A cute little place, college living. Loud snoring fills the otherwise silent room. Terrence, 40s, curls up asleep on the couch beneath a pink blanket. Keys jingle in the front door. As the front door swings open, Terrence springs awake as Michaela stumbles inside. Her hair is a mess, clothes ripped and dirt all over. She stops at the of him, scans her ruffled appearance. Stafford.
Where the hell have you been?
What are you doing here?
Why are you?
Michaela shakes her head and hurries through the apartment. Terrence follows her.
You and me talking to you?
Hey, I'm grown. It's really time to change the locks.
As the bathroom closes the door in his face, Terrence yells at the door.
Okay, grown. It can be time to pay your own rent and tuition too.
He lingers, frustrated. Interior, cozy apartment, bathroom, day. Shower water pours over Michaela's head. Dry blood loosens as she scrubs her hands frantically. Deep breaths. She digs dirt from her fingernails, examines her thighs covered in scratches. She closes her eyes as water runs over her. Remnants of blood run down her legs, bruised feet, and into the drain. Relapse. Terrence's voice softens.
Are you sure nothing happened?
Michaela cries quietly as the water runs over her. Interior, cozy apartment, Michaela's room, day. Michaela sits across from Terrence, the head of her bed, in sweats and a tee. Her hair drips wet. She stares at him, tired, voice dry, monotone.
I had way too much to drink. That's it. I'm fine.
If you weren't fine, you would tell me.
Of course.
He rises, tucks her into bed.
If you say so. I just came to get some rest. Didn't mean to invade your space. Just living alone in town. I can stick around if
No, It's fine.
He gives a tired smile. He kisses her forehead.
Okay. Love you, kiddo.
Love you too.
He watches him leave and lets out a sigh of relief at her performance. Interior grocery store day. A small local spot, fresh foods, harsh lights. Michaela walks past aisles with an energetic young woman. Hoshi, 21, Japanese American, heavy on the American.
Next time you ignore my calls, I'm changing my Netflix password.
Don't start a fight you can't finish.
They laugh.
No, I had a late night.
With Jaden?
Panic creeps into Michaela's face at the mention of his name.
It's nothing serious.
Not yet.
They stop in front of a wide selection of wines. Hoshi slows down and picks up a bottle.
I'll grab the wings while you place us on there. Get something sweet.
Michaela strolls to the meat department. Behind her creeps towering girl from the bar. She watches Michaela's every move. Michaela picks up a pack of chicken wings, oblivious to her stalker. A nearby butcher sets out packs of beef and wipes his bloody hands on his apron. They share a friendly nod as they cross paths. Michaela lingers over the beef, waits till Butcher is out of sight, and pulls a dripping pack of meat to her nose. A deep inhale and blissful moment of silence. Towering girl sneaks to her side.
Is it fresh?
Michaela steps back, startled, studies her familiar face. Towering girl extends her hand for a shake.
I'm Nia.
Are you following me?
I'm in the store.
Like you at the bar.
Don't forget after the ball.
The chocolate girl with the eyes steps beside Nia. Same focused stare on Michaela. This is Imani.
You had a good new blood.
Michaela stands strong, eyes them both down, puts a little fuck off in her way.
Do y'all want something?
I think the phrase you're looking for is thank you.
Michaela glares at Imani, more enraged with each second. Imani smirks with a short growl beneath her breath. Michaela storms off.
He'll come around.
Cut to wine aisle. Hoshi holds two wine bottles. She reads back and forth between the labels. Michaela pushes past Hoshi.
Get them both. Let's go.
Hoshi races after Michaela.
What's wrong?
Michaela stares down Nia and Imani as they exit empty handed. She tosses the meat down on the conveyor belt.
Nothing. I just ran into someone. It's a long story.
I've got all day. I don't fight, but I will pepper spray a bitch for you. Just say the word.
Michaela chuckles, still tense. She catches her breath and they finish setting groceries on the conveyor. Hoshi keeps a concerned eye on her. Interior, cozy apartment, living room, night. Michaela and Hoshi share wings and wine on the couch.
How's your mom?
You know how she is. She was cooking, cleaning, everything but bed rest. She's okay.
Me too.
You should come next time. She asked about you.
Well, you know she loves me.
A loud, commanding knock at the front door. They share a surprised glance. Michaela opens it. Two detectives stand in the doorway. Erica Simmons, 40s, black, stands like the most powerful person in the room. Beside her is Connor O'Neill, 30, white, her bright-eyed rookie sidekick.
Michaela Rogers.
A nervous nod. Erica flashes a badge and stares straight through Michaela.
Detective Erica Simmons. This is my partner, Connor O'Neill. We have some questions regarding the whereabouts of Jaden Brown.
Okay.
Erica's presence is intentionally invasive.
It might be more comfortable if we sit and talk. Can we come in?
Yeah.
They all take a seat as Hoshi stumbles away confused.
Did you last see Jaden?
Silent, Michaela sits stuck like a deer blinded in the road.
Mrs. Rogers.
Uh, Friday night, we had drinks.
Connor scribbles on a notepad.
And what was the nature of your relationship?
We had a class together, went out a few times, nothing serious.
Erica examines her. No pen, no paper, just instinct.
Where were the two of you Friday night?
The bar on Highway 90. We stayed until midnight, maybe.
Memory flash, Nia's silhouette in the road.
He brought me straight home.
Memory flash, Michaela tears into Jaden's flesh.
I haven't heard from him since.
Memory flash, Imani as a wolf drags his body from the car.
Hadn't even realized until now. I was pretty hungover this weekend.
Is there anyone else that who would have seen him, seen you and him in that time?
Just my dad. He was here when I got home.
Erica chuckles under her breath, unconvinced.
Any missed calls or texts from Jaden after you arrived?
Michaela shakes her head, still caught in Erica's headlight.
What did you walk in the door?
One something?
And the camera out front will show him dropping you off at one something.
Nervous nod from Michaela. Erica stays locked in on her for a long moment. Connor looks to Erica and waits in midair.
Honestly, that's all I remember.
Thank you, Mrs. Rogers.
Connor takes that as a signal and hops up for the door. Erica strolls intimately close to Michaela with a whisper.
He's missing, Michaela, but you knew that already. I could smell a liar from a mile away. See you around.
Michaela sits purposefully still and watches Erica exit. Oh, she peeps around the hallway corner, wide-eyed. Exterior campus library day. Michaela approaches a mammoth of a building, the type of place that looks like it was built on centuries old secrets. She scrolls through her viewing Nia's social media timeline. On screen, labeled 2 days ago, a selfie of Nia smiling in front of a statue. Caption, workflow. Back to, Michaela holds the phone up against her view of the library and finds the statue. She holds her chest high and pushes herself forward. Interior, campus library, lounge, day. Michaela steps into an inviting space, modern future, fresh paint, a few vending machines. She eyes in on Nia at the front desk. Behind Nia, an enormous flat screen stays on mute. A polished news reporter fills half the screen. The other half is a clear photo of Jaden. Headline reads, Missing Person. Then a brief description of him in bullet points. Nia stands, excited, almost taunting.
Michaela, that was fast.
Michaela stares back at her, fuming.
How can I help you?
We need to talk.
Interior campus library, 5th floor. Elevator doors open to the quietest, emptiest space in the building. Everything a little older up here, the books, the furniture, the dust. Nia plops onto a table, makes herself at home. Michaela scans the secluded space, then pulls her attention back to Nia.
Who are you and what happened to me tonight?
You really don't know.
Blank stare.
Oh, shit.
She pulls out a chair for Michaela to sit. Michaela obliges.
You're a werewolf, like me and Imani, a few others on campus.
That's not possible.
You turned, you fed. It's not just possible, it happened.
Michaela's face humbles. She hangs on to Nia's every word.
I'm sorry if nobody prepared you for this. Hereditary. And normally, girls come to me less confused, but I'm here to help you. I'm your alpha.
So Jaden is.
Dead. Not coming back. This is not a movie, babe.
I had detectives at my place. They know I was the last person with him. I'm going to go to prison.
Maybe, maybe not. If you join the pack, it will be my problem, not yours.
Michaela stares at her, overwhelmed, confused, a mess.
I know it's a lot, but trust me, you don't want to do this alone. All of the power that you have needs guidance.
Nia grabs Michaela's phone and dials.
Save my number. I'll text you an address. Be there tonight.
Exterior, winged in parking lot, night. Michaela studies her surroundings as she walks to the front of a lackluster chicken joint. Pedestrians buzz by along the sidewalk, nightlife nearby.
Michaela,
Michaela whips her head around at the sound of Hoshi's voice. Hoshi races to catch up to her.
What are you doing here?
leaving yoga. It's down the block.
Hoshi notices the name, Winged In.
You getting wings?
She leads Michaela to the front door.
Hoshi, wait. I don't think.
The noise from inside drowns Michaela out. Interior, winged in night, a rowdy space, half full, young women, mostly black, every shade, drinks, arcade, music, and wings, of course. Michaela scans the room in wonder, loses track of what she was saying. Hoshi is intrigued but cautious.
Hey,
Nia waves them deeper inside. Hoshi follows Michaela over to her table. Nia's smiles. Imani sits quietly, eyed in on Hoshi.
you came.
Yeah, this is my best friend Hoshi.
He leans in and whispers to Nia.
Is she okay here?
Nia nods with a laugh. Imani shakes Hoshi's hand but stares Michaela down.
Amani,
Ease up. Come sit down.
Hoshi glances around the table confused. She studies Michaela's growing excitement.
You guys drink beer?
Michaela opens her mouth, but Imani cuts her off and signals two fingers to the bartender across the room.
you'll like these.
Bartender nods to Imani.
Michaela, what do you know about wolves?
Hoshi looks to Michaela confused. Michaela shrugs it off, plays normal.
They're strong?
Aren't they endangered?
They were. Not anymore. And yes, a wolf is strong, but true strength comes in the pack.
What about the lone wolf?
It's a myth.
Bartender hand delivers the drinks to Michaela and Hoshi with a subservient nod to Imani and Nia. Hoshi examines the odd dynamic.
You guys study wolves or something?
Something like that. And Imani is correct. There's a huge mythology behind the triumphant and mysterious lone wolf.
She works the table.
That's tough guy shit to market deodorant. You know what happens to the lone wolf in the real world?
They die alone and hungry.
A lone wolf is one who can't pull its weight in the pack.
Hoshi reads the table confused. Nia raises her glass.
To sisters.
They all tap glasses. Hoshi and Michaela hesitate.
To sisters.
Girls nearby cheer as well. Damn near everyone.
To
To
sisters.
sisters.
Hoshi looks around, dumbfounded. Nia hops up, energized, and gestures Michaela away.
Can I steal you for a minute?
You okay?
A reluctant nod. Michaela follows Nia toward the bar. Imani finishes her drink with a casual turn to Hoshi.
You shoot darts. You shoot darts.
No, but it sounds
Well,
fun.
I thought
Imani shows her to a dartboard across the room. Bar. Michaela sits with Nia and keeps a close eye on Hoshi across the room. They sip their drinks, Nia points to the wall behind her. It's covered in photos, Polaroids, and dated prints tacked up all over each other. The pictures show young black women in sisterhood, 1970s to present. Michaela scans the wall. So many pictures from the 1990s, including a large print of over 30 smiling young women.
There was a time when this place was full of girls, all that work and growth just gone so fast.
Michaela's eyes land on a Lauryn Hill CD cover, all stretched out on the wall.
Wait, you're telling me Lauren Hill is a werewolf?
A quick chuckle.
No, that sign to one of the girls in that group picture, that generation, they had something special.
Michaela looks back at me, lost.
And so will we.
Michaela scans the wall, then the room.
Where are the men?
The wolf trait's dormant in men. You can get it from your mom or dad, but only women are wolves.
This is crazy.
I can't believe no one ever told you. Are you and your mom close?
It's complicated.
Michaela finishes her drink and settles in her seat with a casual glance back to Imani and Hoshi. Dartboard. Two darts sit upright in the board. Hoshi aims a third, focuses, and launches in the bullseye. Her eyes light up with excitement.
My first bullseye.
Imani scribbles points on a napkin.
So no more taking each.
Hoshi grabs her darts and backs up as Imani takes her stand.
I need a single 19, double 16, and let's do a triple 20 for the hell of it.
If you do
Checks
that,
the
oh,
score.
sorry. If you can do that, I give up.
Imani smiles. Hoshi watches in skepticism as Imani lines a dart up and launches it into the beige 19 segment.
Single 19,
A slight adjustment as she launches the second dart lands on the outer line of 16.
double 16.
No way.
She looks to Hoshi.
What did I say? 20?
Hoshi nods in wonder. Imani turns and effortlessly shoots the third dart straight into the inner line of 20.
How? That's like your third drink since I've been here.
A gloating smile from Imani.
Which, by the way, is crazy. I haven't seen them ID anyone. Isn't that weird?
Imani's smile twitches away, her voice sharpens.
No. You got a problem with it?
She snatches her darts out of the board. Hoshi clams up, quieted, uncomfortable. Bar, Michaela watches Hoshi and Imani from across the room. She shifts at the sight of tension between them.
Are they arguing?
Imani can be intense, but she's not going to hurt your friend. Unlike you, she can control her turn.
Michaela keeps a skeptical eye on them, catches Imani's direct eye contact. Imani stares Michaela down and bumps into Hoshi, clearly intentional. Michaela dashes over. Nia follows after, agitated by the interruption. Dartboard.
What's your problem?
You.
Imani chest bumps her. Michaela shoves her back. Imani smiles. Hoshi jumps between them.
Let's just go home.
Michaela stares at Imani, steaming.
Run home scared. Again.
Yo, Nia, get your girl.
Nia watches, calm and quiet. Girls gather around, form a crowded circle around Michaela, Hoshi, and Imani. Hoshi looks around in angst, tugs at Michaela.
This is stupid. Let's leave now.
Imani blows a kiss at Michaela, shoves Hoshi away. Michaela is her in the jaw. Imani dodges a second swing and laughs.
That's all you got?
A cheerful howl rises in the crowd. Fists bang on tables. Hoshi watches in shock. Imani teases Michaela, dodges another swing. Michaela catches her footing. In a single leap, Imani pulls Michaela, pins her to the ground, still smiling.
What's wrong, baby girl?
Michaela fights back. To little avail, a deep, frustrated inhale, and she headbutts Imani in the chin. Imani rises, a flinch of pain, smiling nonetheless. Hoshi pulls out a canister and pepper sprays Imani. Imani's smile disappears with a blind rage. She jumps.
Enough.
The crowd quiets at Nia's command. Imani stands down, eyes red, drenched in adrenaline. Hoshi hurries Michaela to her feet. They run out the door. Exterior, hiking trail, day. Michaela jogs alone, pushes forward, and stumbles into a tree. She straightens up and swings at the tree.
Fuck.
She punches again and again. Her knuckles bleed. A familiar voice calls out.
Mrs. Rogers.
Michaela, startled, turns to see Erica behind her.
I was just,
You were punching a tree.
last I checked, that's not a crime. You here to ask me more questions? Intimidate me?
Erica points out her own jogging clothes.
Off the clock. That sounds like personal guilt you're feeling.
Michaela stares at her, anger building.
Actions have consequences. If you think you can hurt an innocent Black man in my town, you've got another thing coming. Like mother, like daughter, I suppose.
Excuse you?
Oh, I know about that too.
You said you're off the clock, right?
Yes.
Then go fuck yourself, respectfully.
Michaela jogs off, agitated. Erica lingers there and watches her, amused. Interior, campus library, lounge, day. Michaela paces into the library, stops in front of Nia, fuming.
I'm done playing.
Slow down.
I tried cooperating. Your friend jumped on me. You need to fix this.
Nia drags her out of the lobby. Interior, campus library, fifth floor, day. Nia shoves Michaela out of the elevator. A growl rumbles beneath her breath.
Watch it, new blood. I don't do disrespect.
That detective bitch is up my ass. They're gonna put me away.
Then fix it. You think this is the first time some newbie made a mess?
I don't.
Full moon's coming soon, and clearly you're feeling it. Running in here like I owe you. I was gonna wait, but you know what? You need to choose.
Choose what?
You wanna be a pain in my ass? Fine. I'll hold your welcoming and take responsibility for you. Join the pack or move.
Move?
Very far away. You're either one of us or you're in the way.
Nia hovers over her.
This selfish shit ripped the pack up once. Not on my watch. Next time you step in here or my dad, stay in your place, new blood.
I don't know how to.
I don't care.
Nia transforms, furred, legs stretched taller. She snarls enormous canine teeth an inch away from Michaela's face. Michaela cowers in fear and rushes to the elevator. Exterior, campus library, day. Michaela scurries out of the library. In the distance, Erica Simmons watches her and scribbles on a notepad. Nia Moore with a check mark. Erica smiles.
Gotcha.
Interior correctional facility, visitation room, day. A cold, stale, fluorescent room. A short row of telephones separated by plexiglass. Staring into the plexiglass is inmate Ann, 40s, black. Her face is expressionless, calculating, but her voice rings genuine, moving. I'm sorry. On the other side of the glass, Michaela shakes her head in a flurry of emotions.
Sorry ain't good enough, Ma.
I didn't think you had it. I promise. I would have.
You knew it was possible.
A sobering silence. Did you find the pack?
They found me.
Good. Good. I'll teach you. Just be careful. Those dens get ugly. Make you want to go it on your own.
Great advice. Not confusing at all.
just saying, learn what you can, but you don't need them forever. Michaela chuckles in disbelief. Hey, I'm gonna make it up to you. I'll be home next year if I just keep my hands clean. Michaela stares at her detached brick wall. I guess now you can appreciate how hard that is. Anne studies Michaela's attitude. When I get out, I don't be a lone wolf anymore. Neither of us will.
Who says I'm a lone wolf?
Michaela hops up from her seat and slams the phone down. Interior, winged in day. Same charms before, but full of empty seats. Very few girls dispersed about. Michaela sits at a table, a long blank stare to the ceiling. Monty plops down in the seat across from her, stares her down.
Did I do something to you?
No, you're just annoying.
I killed someone.
Whoop-de-fucking-do.
I'm not an animal.
Why not? Everybody else is.
Michaela shakes her head and gets up from her seat. Imani hops up and shoves her with a grin.
Come on, blood. Show me what you got.
I'm sick of your shit.
Imani blows a taunting kiss, gestures for her to come at her. Michaela lunges. Imani sidesteps and shoves her again, harder this time. Michaela lets out a low growl and pounces on Imani, tackles her to the ground. Michaela's claws and canines extend. Michaela startles at the change, touches her teeth with a childish grin. Imani shoves Michaela off, then helps her to her feet.
The more you love it, the easier it gets.
Michaela loosens up. Nia approaches.
You kids done?
The front door bangs open as Detective Erica Simmons bursts into the den. Detective O'Neill paces in behind her. They straight line for the bar. Imani whips her head around and her eyes dart after Erica. Nia signals her to stand down, then starts for the bar. Michaela grabs her arm.
That's her, the detective that came to my house.
I've got it. Stay calm.
Nia eases over to the bar while Michaela and Imani sit and watch. Bar. Nia approaches, signals the sweating bartender to relax. Erica zeroes in on Nia.
Nia Moore.
That's me.
Your parents still own this establishment?
Yeah, but I'm managing now.
Erica looks around unimpressed.
Figures. I'm here because we received complaints of you serving alcohol to minors under 21.
You here to find us, make an arrest?
To start, I'm asking a question. Do you check ID and is it captured on video?
What did you say your name was?
I didn't.
I don't handle the bar, but I'm sure if you actually had a complaint, you'd be doing more than asking questions.
Erica smiles at Nia's raw assertion.
Anything else I can help you with?
Think I'll take a look around. Haven't seen the place since the new management.
Erica brushes past her and checks out the den. Nia looks back to Michaela and Imani. Imani is filming. Michaela rattled. All right. We have tackled the first 30 pages of Bitchin. All right, Charlene, how do you feel?
Sweaty.
Okay. All right, we're gonna take some time and give feedback. Please remember, as I specified before, we're gonna keep it short and sweet. And if you have any more in-depth notes, please email us at the email address that Torian is going to put in the chat, and then we will pass and forward those things on to Charlene if you feel that you weren't able to say everything.
Hey,
So
Kimberly.
Yeah.
Maybe you were about to say it, but in case you weren't, maybe give Charlene a second to talk about what kind of feedback she's looking for.
Right. So yes, Charlene, what are you looking for?
I'm
open-minded, and I do know that the whole thing is running a little short. So if there's anything that you feel is rushed or missing, I really am interested in that. But I'm interested in everything.
All right, so I'm going to start from the bottom. So we are going to start with Adrian DeBerry. Adrian?
Sorry, I had to run from. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm sorry, I had to run from across the room. I think it's very vivid. This is my first time actually attending a session like this, so I thought it was very entertaining, and it's crazy because like you can definitely hear Charlene's voice in the writing. But I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Thank you. All right, Stephanie Glover.
Oh, I gotta talk now. I mean, as you know, we've kind of been with this, so I have had a little bit more experience with the script than other people, but I think I liked some of the changes that she made about her backstory, about like how that she knew that she was supposed to become a werewolf and all that kind of stuff. He had commented on previously, which obviously nobody here knows about, but I think that those changes were really good in terms of clarity of like her own personal origin story. And I think that being explored in general in the series is going to be something interesting. But like, that's just, we're being short and sweet. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you, Stephanie. All right, C. Rogers. Rogers.
Hello. Oh, um, I'm gonna echo Stephanie. One thing I really liked is that I've heard it before, and I think you've brought a lot of clarity to the backstory. I like the addition of her interacting with her mother. I don't think that was in a version I read, but I like it that her mother brings some clarity to the situation, but simultaneously isn't someone she can count on. So that kind of emphasizes like how alone she is and how she's going to have to sort this out herself. And it's just nice to hear it aloud. It really is. Great stuff.
Thank you. Okay, we are going to move on to Miss Anita.
Hey, I absolutely loved it. I love the pacing. I love the voice. I love the visualization. My only question is Terrence a truck driver and is the character your husband? That's about it.
I picked up on that immediately too. I was like, okay, throw hubs in there. All right, Mama Cookie.
Well, now I support my baby, but you know, that's not my cup of tea. Love you, dear, but you know, them vampires is not my cup of tea.
Mama said no werewolves and supernatural creatures for her. All right, Mama Cookie. We are going to move on to David.
So I'll say great job. You did a really great job of setting up the world, the rules of the world, like who can have the vampire dormant being the male. So that was fantastic. I love the kind of dialogue and exchange between Jaden and Michaela in the beginning. It felt great, and the chemistry between them on the page was great. The one thing I would say is at times I felt like the things were happening to her, so she wasn't active. For example, like I think she kind of was backed into the idea of like joining the pack. I will look at that. And then I thought Eric, while I like the character, the detective, I think that she kind of showed her hand in the act one, so me personally, I think there's an opportunity to kind of extend that out where we don't know that she's up to something. Like I feel like because as a viewer, or reader, or watcher, you're like, oh, she knows that she's a werewolf, and so I knew that already at end of Act 1. So if you can tease that out further, that might be a way to massage that in. But yeah, great job.
All right, thank you, David. Stafford.
I'll make mine real quick. For one, I just want to say, Charlene, I love the script. I love that subgenre. You were very visual, very descriptive, very straight to the point what you were saying. I don't necessarily think that you need act breaks. I don't think they look for that right now, especially in these pilot scripts. Like you just get straight to the point and read straight through. It was a quick read. Echoing what David said, you did good with the world building. I love the dialogue. It was quick and witty. And I love the confidence in your voice with the storytelling. So you did an amazing job there. So I don't think I have many objections with your script. You did, like I said, you did an awesome job. I'm looking forward to your rewrites and whatever else you do. So good job.
All right, thank you, Stafford. Kate.
I loved it. I thought it was wonderful. It gave me Christine Feehan and Karen Marie Moaning vibes, if you know those writers. So good. But I love your the fact that only the females become wolves. However, I did have the question as to if it could be either if the dad is dormant, but the moms are the women are the ones that turn. How does she know to go to her mom and not her dad? That's one of my questions is how does she know to go to mom? I love that you had a lot of conflict and you could see that she had the inner conflict. She had the conflict with her parents. She had the conflict with the people on campus and with the new wolves. I really enjoyed that. With the detective and the way that she was so pushy, it almost made me think that she was a werewolf herself. So I don't know if that's something that you were hinting at in Act 1. But I did love the interaction of the goofy and it seemed very natural and there was goofy and drama and humor and it was mixed up very well. So fantastic job.
Thank you, Kate. Nicole.
Love the script. Love. I love Kate because can you see my paper? The exact same thing she did. How did she know to go to the dad instead of the mom? That was one thing. One of the questions I had as well. And then I was also curious about the dad's reaction, like when Michaela first came home and if she had just, ate up Jaden and, covered it and all the mess. And he was like, you all right? And he went on about his business. So I didn't know if his reaction, because I would assume, shoot, he must know. He had nothing more to say than it. So that may be something to look at. I was jotting down because I was reading too, but I wrote hell of an opening. I love the opening, love the imagery to set each of the different scenes. Does he know that was for the daddy? Does she know for Erica? Because I just wrote that as a note when Kate was reading. I like how the setup was for Kayla and Jaden in the beginning to show how uncontrolled she was as far as what she was experiencing, because it would allude to the fact that she really liked this guy and everything, but when she turned, it didn't matter because she ate him up. And I like how the characters were introduced and how those relationships were established. So great job. I enjoyed it.
All right, and you did an awesome job reading. Everybody did a great job reading. Y'all showed up tonight. Thank you. Tarsha.
Oh, and I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, that's it. I want to know what happened next. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tarsha.
Girl, couldn't find my button. Okay, here I am. Yeah, just like Nicole said, I want to know what's going to happen. I love the characters and I love this genre, Oh my God. Team Amani. But yeah, it was a great story. That's all I can say. I just want to see what's next. Keep writing and let me know when it's going to be filmed.
All right. Doug.
Yeah, that team of Monty is why I've got gray hair and bald head right now, because that's the kind of girls I used to go after. So captured her perfect, that's for sure. I think very good script, really, really good script. And like Nicole said, I thought the teaser was fantastic. That was an absolute golden introduction to the story. The only little, I guess, criticisms that I may have is that first dialogue between her and the police officers. I thought it felt a little rushed and kind of like, I don't know, it just didn't feel real for me. Kind of like it happened maybe too soon. I don't know, maybe I missed it. I don't know if that was like 24 hours later, but it seemed like it was a little fast for the police to be investigating somebody missing that fast. It seemed like, for me, I thought it was like the next day, somebody knocking on the door. So it seemed like it was a little rushed. And then the dialogue could be, just smoothed out a little bit better. And like David had said, I'd made note right here that I thought it would really be nice that, when she first goes and talks to Nia, that Nia not tell her about the werewolf and just kind of like, hey, you want to know what's going on? Then you need to come to this club and find out, kind of there, kind of tease it along and stretch it out, get as much as you can out of that. Because I'm a big Underworld fan. I love it. So that there was a couple of spelling errors, but that's just minor stuff that you can go back and fix. But overall, I thought it was fantastic.
Thank you, Doug. Mr. Little.
Yeah. First of all, I was getting ready to say, I'm telling your mama about all this craziness going on, but I realized she's on already. Charlene already knows I am definitely not into vampires and killings and all that. But it was pretty damn good. I thought it was pretty good. I felt like when you were talking, they was at the club. I was like, they gotta be a Duval or somewhere, Florida or something. Just drinking and not ID and all that stuff. I was playing different crazy characters in my head about it, but I thought it's pretty. I think it's pretty good. And to let everybody know, she don't be reading me none of them. And when she be writing, all she just got this big old 31-day calendar, and she just be first time besides me seeing a movie she made in college that hearing one of her projects. So good, baby. Congratulations. You did good.
Come through, Black Love. All right. Peter Kramer.
Yeah, I loved it. I love that it's a women's society, and that right away that jumped out right away. I love that. I'm going to make a suggestion at the end because somebody said underworld, and that's vampires and werewolves. So I want to make a suggestion real quick at the end because I like the improv thing. Yes, and. Anyway, I love the way you described the tick drip, the tick, the pounding, that kind of description. I love. So you got me right there at the front end, and I was in. The couple of my notes, it's like right after she rips his throat out. I would suggest maybe going like cutting, and then those flashbacks in when she's talking about it later. Now you got it. Now you're not seeing it twice, you're seeing it once, and you're leaving suspense at the front end. So and I agree. I mean, you said at the end it felt kind of rushed, and I don't feel like there was a cliffhanger at the end. It was like she showed up and she's asking questions, and then we just kind of ducked out. I didn't, or maybe I missed it, but I didn't feel like there was that cliffhanger. Oh my God, I got to watch this next week. So a little more stakes at the end, you know what I mean? That would be that.
Peter, I think we were halfway through her pilot. I don't think that we finished. I think we
okay.
The first 30 pages.
Oh, then I retract that statement. Then I'll just go on to my final thing here.
is I would because of the underworld thing and the battle between two groups. I would investigate maybe the women shapeshifters, but maybe not wolves. Maybe there's some kind of lion shapeshifter. Now you've got lion werewolves that can go into battle later. I don't know. I would look into that kind of mythology. Maybe there's some, maybe not. Anyway, that's my yes and. So I loved it. I love it. I think it's great.
Oh, quick snowball before I forget. Maybe Toshi is a different. She finds out she's in a competing thing. Maybe they're vampires or something. Okay. Betsy.
Okay, so I thank you for letting me read. I enjoyed my part very much. It's such an engaging story. Probably going to say a lot of the same thing, but I loved the intro descriptions. I just thought you got into it. The action just comes about so quickly, and I like that. I like the early tension in the rain and the car. I was wondering what Michaela's emotion was when she learned that Jane was missing. I mean, did she not know? Did she like wake up and all of a sudden this is news to her? I wasn't clear about that. I liked the joke about Lauryn Hill. I thought that was cool. And just another question I have, and maybe it doesn't matter, but how is it that she never had a clue before? She's what, in her early 20s or late teens, and she never had any clue that she was an animal. So I was just curious about that. But I loved it. It was so fun and just read so great.
That's a great question. And I think it gets addressed a little later, and I'll probably need to address it sooner. So that's awesome. Thank you.
All right, we are going to move into admin notes now. TJ?
Yeah. So first off, y'all can hear me, right? Hello?
You're muted.
No, I'm not. I'm not muted. No, why can't you hear me? Can you see me?
You're invisible.
I can't hear or see you.
Ah, that's
I
dead.
can't hear you.
That
I
is
do
so
both. I
lame.
hear and see you.
Give us your nose, Torian. Torian, don't call me. Give us your notes. We
I
can hear
can't.
you and see you.
I can hear you. You can't hear us?
You can hear me, Peter?
We were
I
joking.
can.
We can hear you
said that
and
we
see
can hear you and
I can
see
hear
Oh.
you, see you.
Why else would we answer questions unless we could hear you?
Hey, screen camera.
Get off my phone, Torian.
No, because on my screen, everything's frozen and stuff. I can't, like, y'all's videos are frozen, so I can't tell, what's going on. But
Because David's in the Zoom.
yeah, that's true. That's exactly what. That's because David has joined us today. First off, great job, Charlene. I enjoyed all of it. Had a good time reading it. I thought it was different. You haven't heard about many Black women werewolves, so it's original, and I'm very interested to see how the world continues to expand. I see a lot of potential for really dope ideas in here. I'll say I had a great. I loved the first 14 pages of it passionately. And I enjoyed the back half of it too, but had questions and eyebrow raises in a couple of places. So I'm gonna run through the list of notes that I kind of had, and I'll try to be as quick as I can. And Timberly, cut me off if I'm not done in 2 minutes.
Oh, I will.
So the first thing was gonna be if this is an hour-long episodic. But I think we already answered that when you were talking to Peter, so I think the answer is yes. That second note said that the opening, the teaser, especially once they started having sex, kind of reminded me of, I don't know if you've ever seen the TV show American Gods, but there's a character on there that is like a goddess woman, and she like eats guys as she's having sex with them. It's pretty crazy. So that just kind of reminded me of that. I thought your formatting was great. I wrote down great formatting. In that same vein, there was one thing that I did see with the formatting where I was like, oh, maybe she doesn't know this one. But you put on screen 2 days ago, and I know the convention is just to put superimpose. So, you know, just I didn't know if you knew that or was just choosing to do something different, but just thought I'd mention it. Yeah, so and then there were a couple of plot things. So I was curious if this was the first instance of her doing this also, like her changing and her finding out about this. Like surely as a, you know, moody teenager, she would have had another, you know, situation that they would have had to solve too. So, you know, I wonder if this is something that, you know, she should already be aware of. And if not, what's the marker that made it to where in this particular instance, we saw, you know, we see this happening to her. It was strange to me that her dad didn't know about her wolf stuff too, and like didn't speculate about that when she came in. So that I thought that was kind of different. I thought the cops were too suspicious of her off bat. And I also agree with Doug that they came too fast. I would think maybe it would take 2 or 3 days at least. He has to go missing, and then they have to get an idea of what he was doing. Then maybe they'd show up at her door. So I just thought that the cop was a little too sure that something happened with her and that it was a bit too fast. And then the last thing I'll say, because I know I'm running out of time. The very last thing,
go ahead.
I'm out of time. Very last thing I'll say until later is somebody else said something about they alluded to the exposition, like kind of there being an exposition dump when they were at the bar. It seemed like Nia's sole purpose was just to let her know that she's a werewolf and kind of talk about werewolfhood. And I wonder if there was a smoother way to, you know, exposit that information in those moments, and more to come.
Okay, in an email. Thank you so much, Torian. We appreciate that. David.
Okay, so props to Torian. Those are some great notes, and I'm going to piggyback off of a couple of his points, which I think were really good. But first off, you know, I would say that I really, you know, I really love this subgenre of paranormal horror films. There's a couple of films that I would tell you to take a look at if you haven't seen them. An 80s film that was one of my favorites, Cat People, directed by Paul Schrader. And even the interesting thing about that is that is also based on a 1940s film, the same name. And a feature of that is that the women, they're not werewolves, but they are lycanthropes, and they turn into panthers. And one woman that does not know that she's a member of this sisterhood is approached by another woman that is somehow able to recognize a member of her species, and approaches her, and she says, "Mi hermana," which means my sister. Woman says, "What did she say?" And she goes, "She called you her sister," but she didn't really, you know. So there's implied sisterhood. And in the modern version of in the 80s version of Cat People, the exposition where the character learns about her background actually occurs in a prophetic dream sequence. It's really beautiful. So I would just say that, you know, that a lot of times we think of these conventional ways to get these expository backstories out there, you know, but I would challenge you to maybe think out of the box a little bit. And there's other ways to do that, you know, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that, you know, you're directly giving the character or the audience notes, but you're giving them clues is a way to think about it. And I agree with what Torian and Doug was saying about the police, except that, you know, in the beginning I thought, because here's the thing is that most people, most screenplays, you know, police in a lot of screenplays, they're either too smart or they're too stupid and aggressive, you know. So I thought for a minute, okay, well, maybe it's that they're neither, and that this woman is also somehow she's a member of that tribe, and maybe that's what's going on. And if that's what's going on, it's cool, and that's fine, and that's really kind of cool. I don't know if you want to do that or not, if that was the intention. Okay, well, okay. I like that, because that kind of explains the whole thing of, it's like she's not, it's not just this thing where she's a, she's a, a super intelligent cop that, we all hope to get in life, but they don't really exist. But yet she's got these other abilities. And let's see, I would say that other films, but the Cat People film, the one in the 1940s, I think probably I enjoyed, but it's a little dated. But the one from the 80s, I think you would enjoy, because it's a really sexy take on the whole lycanthropy thing. The matrilineal part of it is also part of that story, and it even goes back into a history that goes back to Africa, which is pretty cool. So, something to think about.
David?
And let me see.
David?
That's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oop.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm just tapping you, just a gentle tap.
Yeah, it's all good.
But we'll talk to Charlene in depth later on, I'm sure. Charlene, I want to give you my notes first of all. Fabulous. Okay. I don't know if you saw me when when she said, well, fuck you respectfully. I was like, I was over here. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything about this. To echo what Stafford said, you don't need act breaks anymore. You have to be really sharp on structure, but if you are sharp on structure, they'll know where the act breaks are anyway. So you don't have to worry about act breaks. And then that gives you a little bit more room, so you're not losing half a page or 3/4 of a page. You're just moving along in your story. Um, I imagine that the detective is a hunter, and that's why she knows about all these werewolf things going on. So that could be a possible other thing. I'm all here for the ride or die best friend that is going to pepper spray a bitch. See, we keep getting these moments. Fuck off respectfully. Pepper spray me a bitch.
Yo,
Like all this.
I was thinking the same shit.
You know, just magic. I love it. I want to say that your description of Toshi, like Japanese American, heavy on the American, I was like, sis, if ever there was a description to describe a character, like I instantly knew what you were talking about when you did that. I wanted a description for Monty. Did I miss it? Did I miss Monty's description?
No, there wasn't, or a.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Have names in the beginning, so I don't think I re-described them when you get to know who they are, and it may not be clear.
Okay. All right. But yeah, I think you did a wonderful job. I really, really enjoyed it. Cannot wait to see these next 25 pages. I know they're gonna be lit. So please bring them back to Write Club when you get ready to write that second half, because we want to know how this thing ends. Or as we would say in Memphis, we want to know how this junk gonna end, man. So go ahead and when you get the chance and you go through some things and you're comfortable, bring those last 25 pages back to us, please and thank you. This has been the reading of Charlene Little's Bitchin. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.